Yo, 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 what it do? What it be, y'all? It's your boy, Agent A and T, repping the Spell Block Agency, coming to y'all with another Mafia 3 commentary. Yeah, freestyle off the dome. Last episode of Kingpins and Capos covered everything from the Genoveses to the Colombos. Yeah, let's get it. Today we talking about the Colombo crime family, which it's the youngest crime family in New York City, and their roots can be traced all the way back to 1928. After Salvatore D'Aquila's murder, some of his Brooklyn territory was given to Joe Profaci, who kind of came in late to the game, but he came in at a pivotal point as the Castellamarese War was heating up, and during that whole exchange, the Profaci family played it pretty neutral. They didn't pick no sides, and after Luciano and the Young Turks killed Salvatore Maranzano, Joe Profaci and the Profaci family were officially recognized as one of the 5 families on the commission. And after that, Joe Profaci enjoyed a 30-plus year reign as boss. No, unquestioned, all that. And during this time, they didn't really get involved in really a lot of wars and nothing like that. He controlled a large share of the olive oil and tomato paste rackets. I'm not even making that up. That's not slang for nothing. These motherfuckers was out here trapping ice, tomato paste, olive oil, son, all the ingredients, bruh. And he during this time he was close allies with Joe Bonanno and Stefano Magaddino. That was Joe Profaci was, at least. And this was before the heroin. I mean, they wasn't trapping heroin at this time, I believe. Like I said, they were just controlling little businesses like that. Like I said, the olive oil, tomato paste rackets, stuff like that. So during the 1930s and 40s, Profaci's returns from his rackets allowed him to live a very lavish and extravagant life. But in 1953, the IRS finally took notice of this, and they wanted to know why and how. So they sued Profaci for $1.5 million, and just a year later, the U.S. Justice Department tried to revoke Profaci's citizenship. But he didn't have an arrest record in Italy, so after an appeal, he was kind of allowed to stay in America. So in 1957, he was arrested again after police raided the infamous Appalachian meeting, but those charges were, dropped in 1960, though they didn't really have any proof or nothing. Like, he was just kind of there. I was an innocent bystander. I don't know what was going on, officer. It's probably the story he told. But during the 1960s, as Profaci got older, he of course wanted to stay in power, and some members of his gang kind of saw him as a greedy ass old man who, again, just wanted to keep his power and his bread. Because it wasn't common, but each member in the Profaci family had to pay a $25 monthly fee that was supposed to be for family members in jail. But most of it was probably spent on cars, cigars, and whores. You feel me? But, I mean, that's neither here nor there. Some of the money probably went to that, but it probably wasn't a whole lot, like I said. Probably pennies on the little $5, $10 here on the commissary. The boys in the can will appreciate that, right? But anyway, so in 1962, Joe Gallo, his brothers, Larry, Albert, and a couple other guys, they devised a plot to kind of shift the balance in the Profaci family. So they wanted to kidnap Joe Profaci and some of the top guys in the family. And they actually tried. They actually kind of got the job done, except they didn't get Profaci or his consigliere, which led to kind of a standoff between the Gallos and the Profaci family. They took hostages, which were some of Profaci's top guys, which that was obviously a no-no. And so Joe Profaci and his consigliere had to make kind of a deal to get them back. I don't know the exact negotiations, but it was probably something like, we can resolve this real peacefully if y'all let my men go. I promise I won't harm y'all. And he said, I won't harm y'all, but the motherfuckers around me will. Haha. Classic mob shit. They said that they were, everything's all good. Don't even worry about it. And it's not all good. He wanted that shit back in blood. So Joe Profaci and the Gallos, they pretty much started an internal war within the family. So like I said, this led to an internal war between Joe Gallo's crew and the Profaci family, which ended it didn't really end, but it kind of ended when Joe Profaci died in 1962. And then Joe Gallo was killed 10 years later, and I'll kind of get to that. But he was killed by the Colombo family, which we've kind of covered that. The Colombo family is the Profaci family. After Joe Profaci died, there was not really a leader. And then as this was happening in the 60s, Joe Bonanno was plotting to kill, I believe it was Carlo Gambino and some of the other guys, Stefano Magaddino, stuff like that. I don't know. But then Joe Colombo decided to rat on his boss, Joe Bonanno, and a couple of the other guys that were behind it. And for his moxie, he got rewarded his own family, the Profaci family, which has now been known as the Colombo family ever since. So as he's taken over, or as Joe Colombo is taking over the Profaci family, he's taking it over in the middle of an internal war, which Joe Gallo was kind of in prison, or he was in prison, but after he got out, he was like, I don't give a fuck who the boss of the family is. I was supposed to be boss. I was trying to kidnap this motherfucker to be boss, and whoever the boss is now, like, fuck him too. So like I said, the first war kind of ended when Profaci died, but the second one was just about to take place because after Colombo exposed that whole plot and got his own family, he got his own family and then immediately took on this whole like public role. And in 1970 he founded the Italian American Civil Rights League, which was started to fight discrimination against Italian Americans. But the irony in that was its founder was a guy keeping Italian American stereotypes alive. So that was that. The commission thought that shit was crazy too, and they thought Colombo and the League brought unwanted attention to the mob, and they actually ordered other mob bosses and mobsters to stay the fuck away from the first League rally that was being held by Colombo. The League and the details behind Colombo being made boss also, made some people feel like he was just a puppet for Gambino, because he was close to Gambino, and because of this, his leadership was never publicly challenged or questioned, but he was definitely the least respected of all the bosses at this time. So maybe he felt the League and the attention would give him more pull if it became successful. But if that was the case, it was short-lived, because on June 28, 1971, during the second Italian American Civil Rights League rally, a man walked up to Joe Colombo and shot him 3 times in the back of his dome, and almost immediately everybody in law enforcement and the mafia thought that Joe Gallo was behind it. Now, we don't know. Here's the thing. As soon as bro got clapped, he shot bro 3 times in the head, and then his bodyguards clapped bro down. Now, Colombo survived the assassination attempt, but he remained paralyzed until his death of natural causes in 1978. Joe Gallo claimed that he had nothing to do with the hit, but the Colombo family didn't believe that shit. So it's actually a mystery, though, like I said, whether or not the would-be assassin was a lone gunman, a member of the Gallo crew, or sent by the commission due to all the unwanted attention that Colombo was getting. But on April 7th, 1972, as Joe Gallo was eating with his family, 4 gunmen walked into the restaurant and just smoked him right then and there. And he actually seen him coming and tried to divert the gunmen and the gunfire away from where his family was at as well. But they just wanted Gallo. Like, they smoked him and it was gone. So in revenge of this, it's like I said, this did not go well with the Gallo crew. So in revenge, Albert Gallo sent a shooter back to Alfonso Persico, who was the acting boss at the time after Profaci's death. But the shooter didn't know who the fuck he was shooting at, didn't know his targets, I guess, and he killed 2 innocents on accident instead. Now, the Gallo Wars ended somewhat peacefully as Albert Gallo and his remaining crew joined the Gambino family sometime in the mid-1970s, and the war between the Gallos and the Colombos was just kind of over like that. All this gunfire, all these bodies and all this shit, all kind of for nothing, because you just, alright, can we join another family? That's all it could have been from the jump. Well, I guess not, because he did kidnap those people and shit like that, so somebody had to go for that. So after he died, it was probably just like, okay, yeah, like, we square, kind of, in a way. It's Gambino and Gallo dead. Like, it's the original beef is dead at this point, bro. Like, just chill. So the Colombo family, after the second war, they enjoyed 10 to 12 years of relative peace, but they still didn't have the strongest leadership. And just as Alfonso Persico was building his reputation as a leader, him and a lot of the Colombo clan were indicted during the Mafia Commission trials in '85. Persico remained boss while he was indicted, but in 1991, Victor Orena, a capo in the Colombo family, claimed Persico was out of touch, and Persico, he was having plans for a made-for-TV documentary. That rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, especially after Joe Bonanno did this tell-all book and got a lot of people wrapped up on charges because of that. So that it was understandable why that would rub a lot of people the wrong way. And despite Orena's plan to or pleas to make him boss by the commission, he was begging the commission to make him boss, because this dude was about to rat on everybody and do this and expose. He was gonna expose the business. He was gonna do a fucking curtain call. But yeah, only wrestling fans will get that. I'm sorry. But after Persico found out about Orena's treachery, the Third Colombo War was about to take off. The Third Colombo would be the bloodiest war out of all 3 of them, as Victor Orena and his family, his blood, not the Orena crime family, but his blood family, they killed almost 20 Colombo members, and Persico killed Orena's nephews. Both sides went back and forth for over a year before Victor Orena was indicted on murder charges, essentially ending the war. But during this war, a lot of unwanted attention was drawn to the Colombos, and the commission even considered dissolving the family due to all the infighting. And this is one thing, during all this infighting, keep in mind, it wasn't making the family no stronger. Like, even during the second Colombo War, the commission kind of let the Gallos do that shit, because they kind of seen that the Profaci family was weak. So, okay, yeah, we'll let these guys have an internal war. Meanwhile, okay, yeah, we'll take over some of their rackets. They're so busy fighting with each other, they don't even notice that we gonna take over some of their rackets. And from for almost a decade, they didn't even have a seat on the commission. I'll get to that more in a minute. But yeah, they were definitely seen as like the redheaded stepchild, the little baby brother of the mob who couldn't do shit right. Oh my god, bro got flipped over the table. I hadn't even seen that. But like I said, this whole family infighting thing that lasted, and it spanned multiple generations, and it was the Gallo family first, then it was the Orena crew or whatever that was fucked. Like, they were getting literally fucked up by their own people. And they were like blood families. Joe and Albert Gallo and some of those other guys, they were like blood brothers and cousins and shit. And y'all over here getting, they murdered 20 of them. And yeah, you took some of his nephews, but bro, they was hunting y'all down at that point. Bro, there gotta be a movie on that at one day, for real. But anyways, Andrew Russo took over as acting boss in 1994, but he went to prison in 96. Then Alfonso Persico took over as acting boss again, but after he killed one of his underbosses for supporting Orena back in 91, the son of the guy he murdered turned rat, and Persico was indicted. Then Andrew Russo took over again in 2011 and made it a whole almost 11 months. Almost a whole year, but it was just 11 months as boss before he was back in the can again. But in 2019, Carmine Persico died and Andrew Russo was named official boss, but he actually died in April of this year, 2022. So there's no word yet on who's actually running the Colombo family today. I'm sure there's some kind of commission, democracy rule, if you will, because it's in limbo or something like that. But again, there's no word yet on who's running the Colombo family, and they are seen as the weakest of the 5 families. It's not hard to see why, with all the infighting, and they were almost dissolved by the commission. Plus, like I mentioned earlier, they didn't have a seat on the commission from 1991 to 2002. Like, they had no say in anything that was going on. They was just the little, hey, you need a job done, get the Colombo family to do it, because they need some fucking pull, you feel me? But like I said, they've been kind of seen as the fuck up red-haired stepchild family. Doesn't seem like it's going to change with their leadership in flux. But hope y'all enjoyed this season of Kingpins and Capos. I'm going to be on histories, mysteries, and conspiracies next. I'll probably do 3 mysteries, 3 conspiracies, something like that. We'll see what's cracking with it. But stay tuned, because I got more hot content dropping soon. Y'all be safe. Don't get smoked. It's been your boy, Agent 8 and T with the Spell Block Agency. Leave a like, comment. Follow me on Twitch, Agent ANT_303. I've something like that. But yeah, I'm running Madden. I'm almost done. I'm in the Super Bowl. So yeah, about to run out of time. About to throw this dude off the roof and be out of here, y'all. I'm out. Peace.